So it's a diesel, and it's a model WD-40. So I looked on the Wisconsin Historical Society webpage and found some different pictures that showed original tractors. So that's kind of what I'm using as my guide for this. So this was centered on the tank, but I'm going to try to make it even with the bottom of kind of where the hood goes. Kind of following this body line, just to have some kind of a frame of reference. That way it kind of helps me get things even from one side to the other. And this one, because it's such a curved tank and everything, you kind of have to project. We're going to go 3/4 of an inch up on this part. And I got to center that. I think this was 6. And I think that I did this at 9 on the other side. This ruler has cork on the back of it, so I can touch it to the paint without having to worry. This tractor's been restored for several years, but the owner had a problem. We ended up having some fuel go bad in it. It plugged up the entire fuel system, so we had to take the tank off, and in the process of cleaning it, the paint got wrecked. So we had to repaint the tank, and actually when we first restored this, the owner was going to do some other things with some, like a family portrait on the tractor and stuff, and we haven't done that yet. So we left some other decals off too when it was done. So I'm actually going to put the Fender decals on this time too. So same idea. Peel that. Get the beginning edge going. What I'm trying to do is make sure this folds without wrinkling. That's pretty critical, because if there's a wrinkle down here, there's a good chance it's going to stay there and give you trouble when you're trying to slowly get this put onto the tank. I'm cheating on this one. I'll pull it all and the tape. And there we go. Okay, so we're gonna go 12 inches up from the bottom, I think. I kind of have to roll the ruler around. Seems like a good height. And then from the Wisconsin Historical Society pictures, it looks like they centered it from the edge of this to the edge of the fender. Let's go 1 5/8 inches from the edge. That gets us about right there. Now we're going to remeasure this. I'm up higher somehow, which means the other side's even higher. Always measure more than once. Now I'm just doing a visual inspection to see if it looks like it's even here. Here, the fact that this is cut crooked is throwing off my eye, so I have to ignore that this is thinner here than here, where that bluish white area is, and think about the actual decal itself. It needs to be pretty clean underneath there. It is. Okay, so here's an example. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the camera, but there's a little bubble, a big bubble right there, because this wasn't perfectly straight and even when I started pushing it down. So I'm gonna try like that to push that down. There. I kind of peeled it back. I hadn't pushed it really hard yet, so I was able to peel it off and fix that. It's not exactly flat, so the decal is going to have to stretch a little bit, and I can see as I'm going back and forth it's creating some little ripples as it goes across. Again, in 2D, it's going to be really hard to see what I'm talking about, but you just have to be really slow and calm and go just a little bit at a time to try to get that bottom edge, or get to that bottom edge so it doesn't wrinkle. There we go. Beautiful. So to try to prevent that little bubble that happened right here, I'm going to add more tape this time and make sure I don't have any gaps in the tape on the way across.